Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. Glad you're here this Monday morning. What a way to start the week. It's always great to have you on Monday morning. Got all kinds of stuff planned this week. But first, let's do today's weather brought to us by Panhandle Technical Center. Today's high is 90, low 74, and the water temperature is 86 degrees. All right, let's take a look at our moon phases. Well, I was like to talk about the Monday moon phases. We waning out now. The month is ending, and so is the moon. It's really fascinating to look at that on today's chart. We're going to have a new moon is going to be the 31st, end of the month. The Wednesday is going to be a completely dark night, and then it's going to have a new moon coming in for the weekend. So it should be next weekend, or this coming weekend should be really good according to the moon. Tide chart, take a look at it. Brought to us by Kent, Forest Lawn and Funeral Home and Cemetery. Really strong tide today. Today is the 29th, and low tide this morning will be at, let's see, we've got a high tide at 8:37, and then a low tide at 6:50. Okay, so that's really, the high tide this morning is going to be really, really good. Right, that's around 9 o'clock. Right after that, a movement will be coming out. I guarantee you when I do fishing times later, it's going to coincide with that, okay? Marine forecast be west coming out of south-southeast, and everybody's got eyes toward the Gulf now, so we'll just see how things work out. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're going to start off the morning doing a case of the month that we did not get to last week when Travis Bassford was on last Wednesday. We had a little malfunction, a little glitch in the show, and we apologize for that. It was not the fault of Fox 28 or anybody local. Our show goes all over the place and comes back here and it goes to Charlotte, Birmingham, Venus, Mars, all over the place. But sometimes they get caught up in something, so different people have different fingers in it. But anyway, we're going to still give you a case of the month. I appreciate you folks telling me later on after the show you did not get a case of the month. So we're going to talk about it. It was an interesting case. It was not a game and fish case. It was a different case. It was right up here in Northern Bay County in the Econfina area, the management area. And what had happened, I'm going to give you the history of it. The palmetto, what we call the palmetto bush, it's called saw palmetto, and here it is right here, saw palmetto. Here's a picture of it. Y'all have seen the palmetto before and all. They're all over the place, and in fact, when I got my property, I couldn't wait to bulldoze them and get those things out of there. So, but now people use them in landscaping. But back in my day, there were nuisance, there were hazards and everything, and hell, rattlesnakes and everything. So I got them out of my yard when I built my house many years ago. So anyway, people now put them back in the yard for landscaping. But don't let me digress. The berry that comes on it peaks out in August. It's really it's juicy and fruity, and just it's at its peak in August. So but it's a really great food for the bears, the panthers, the deer, and all kind of the raccoons, and all the animals eat it and all. But man, way back to with Native Americans, the Seminoles, the Mayans, it goes back to their culture. They would harvest it also, and it's supposed to heal everything. I mean, it's a tonic. It heals the prostate, stops hair loss. I should have got some of that years ago, but it's been used worldwide. So it's a premium price on the berry. And what has happened over the years, and people know that. But here's the thing about it: Florida is the largest. 80% of the palmetto berries in the world come from Florida. So it only grows along the coast in Florida, some in South Georgia and South Carolina. And Louisiana has a little bit of it, but 80% comes from here. So you can imagine in August what happens. And a lot of this, it started years ago down around the Okeechobee area and down, because they had a lot of it down there. And at one time it was legal to do it, but after a while, the scientists and the conservationists and all started seeing, they were just disappearing. And then what happened, they started trespassing on people's land and to get it. And it really became illegal to harvest the berry. We've never had a lot of problem up here in mass with a lot of people doing it. Some people done it a little bit, but what has happened recently over the last couple of years, this unscrupulous person would get a group of migrant workers, and he would drop them off in an area with a burlap sack, and he would pick them up, let them pick berries all day long. He'd pick them up that afternoon in his truck and pay them cash for whatever and he'd weigh them. Now the price, it wouldn't be unusual to get 100 or 200 pounds, and the price would be, I think I wrote the price I saw, they were making like over $1,000 a day. The guys that were really picking hard, these guys were making $1,000 cash a day. So you imagine how a migrant worker would jump on that. Well, that's illegal, and they got one of our citizens had sent in word that he saw people doing that, and they knew it was illegal. They were just harvesting all over and running over everything and picking those berries, and so they set up up there in two of our officers. I don't remember their names. I'll get their names, but they went in there, and the guys had big old sackfuls of them, and they didn't speak all that well. But they found out that they were talking. The guy was going to pick them up, and they waited for the guy to pick them up, and he knew right away that he was busted. So that was the case of the month. They made a case out of it for harvesting illegal saw palmetto berries. But August, like I say, is a premium time. So it was interesting, and we, our natural resources, we as citizens and outdoorsmen, we've got to take care of it. And if people started, you can imagine, greed, we talked about it before, how greed just takes over a lot of things, and that's a classic case there. He was taking advantage of our natural resources. He was taking advantage of migrant workers, all to make a dollar. So anyway, thank you for FWC for busting that case right there, busted in the Panhandle, all right? Also, another thing too, speaking of FWC, I was looking online over the weekend. They also came, here, did I show you this picture? Let's look at, here's the berries right here, this picture right here. This is what they look like. Uh-oh, it didn't show up. The berry itself, like I say, is up there now, Jeff? Yep. Okay, there it is right there. You can see, we just take them for granted because they're just all over the place. I've never, we used to, as a kid, try to eat them, but I don't know what got into us, but it never did happen that well. Okay, we got a couple other things too. I wanted to, okay, let's go ahead. I tell you what, let's go and take a break now. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I found the information I was looking for from the FWC talking about sea turtles, and they start hatching now, and they're talking about the most important thing is don't handle them. I think all of us know we don't handle when they hatch and start heading back to the water. I've got a kick out of it. How over years it become so. So a lot of people go watch it, which is fine. We've seen it a couple of times over the years, many years ago, and it just we had not planned them. Now they put a little calendar on it about when they're going to hatch and all that. And there's a lot of good nests this year. It's been an excellent bounty for nests, but they recommend, and of course it's common sense when they hatch and start headed back. You just don't pick them up and point them this way and all. They'll find their way. And also they mentioned, so make sure you don't handle them again. And we've got some great memories from that. But another thing too, they're saying, and I think some people go a little ridiculous in this, and they're talking about stay a distance away. I don't think it hurts to have a kid up there and 6 or 10 feet, and that little turtle hatchling is heading for the water. Let a kid watch that. You don't got to stand way back on top of the sand dune. But some of those turtle patrol people sort of go down, swing back on the. We want to protect them, but we also can enjoy watching them. But anyway, don't handle them. Okay. And the other notice I got, this is interesting. High school fishing grants are available now for student saltwater anglers in Florida. High school saltwater fishing teams. Now, I've already started freshwater fishing teams. Now they're starting saltwater fishing teams. In fact, this is FWC grants from the Florida fishing, Fish Forever and all that money that we pay in tags and all that kind of stuff and license. Some of that grant money. It's going to be $500 to a school, and it doesn't have to be one school. It could be a combination of schools. So this is fascinating. And here in the Panhandle, a lot of schools can team up and make a fishing team, and they'll have, two programs, $500 per club, expenses for traveling, and, they have tournaments, you fish different tournaments and all. Really neat thing, and this is the bass clubs have been really coming along in the Tennessees and the Alabamas and Georgias. A lot of good high school bass teams. I know Georgia's had some nice ones, and archery teams too. They're coming out with it. So anyway, the deadline for this grant is going to be September the 15th. That's not but a couple of weeks. So you go on FWC, look for those fishing grants, and let them know you want to get your high school started and it really don't take a lot of equipment. Most kids are going to be fishing, going to already have the equipment, but this will help in traveling expenses. Say they're having a tournament over in Pensacola or down there in Apalachicola or something. You can take the team and then spend a night there and then go fishing, or help them pay for gas and all. So that's a good deal. A $500 grant for each school, and it's all certified and a good structure right there. So check it out. It's a good idea. Now, next I got a little 2-minute and 40-second video coming up on a fishing plug, one of the most fascinating ones we saw down there, and it should be coming. It took the guy 14 years to develop it. It's exactly the way he wanted it, and what it is, you can see it right here. It's weighted. Can y'all see the weight on the bottom of that? And you're gonna see in the video, okay, it'll sit like that, or when you can jig it along, it'll bounce along. You'll see it in the video, but here's the name of it. It comes in 3 different sizes. It's a Mookie. Let me see. The name of it, a Mookie. Smart fish right here, okay, and a Mookie, Kamuki, right? Kamooki, Kamuki. All right, and it comes in different sizes, different colors. Okay, and anyway, I talked to the guy and interviewed him and all, but what was fascinating about it was this: it just kept sitting like that. He had a little tank full of them, and I just kept looking at it. I said, "Doggone it!" I said, "How'd you do that?" He said, "What did they do? They add a little bit of weight on this end right here, in this corner right here." So it's a fascinating lure. I'm going to fish. He gave me 2 of them. I'm going to fish with these this fall, and see. I really think that'd be good for flounder, the way it's going to sit on the bottom if you can jig it off the bottom. Okay. So let's run this video. You see what I'm talking about. Okay, this next booth now, this is Cameron, and he's come up with Kamuki. Okay, but this is fascinating. A couple of guys told me to come by this booth. So tell us about this lure. This is special.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. This is the Kamuki Smartfish. I came up with this concept almost 14 years ago, and it took 14 years to patent, perfect the design, and bring it to production here. What we have here is a lipless crankbait, unlike no other. There's no lead in this bait. You see that the weight is external. That's a zinc blade. This bait is designed to flutter down, if you wish, and stand on one contact point. The bait will not tip over, so it constantly stays with a nose down, tail up position, unlike anything on the planet here. You can retrieve that bait straight like a rattle bait, or you could work it vertically.
Okay.
You can work it vertically through the water column. 3 different sizes in the Kamuki Smartfish. A 2.5 inch, a 3 inch, and a 4 inch. And we also launched the Smart Craw, which is your crustacean version of the same thing.
Okay, so let's show us in this tank now how this works. This is fascinating, folks. Take a look at this.
So just at rest here, there's a little current in the water. Just like in any natural body of water, you would have some turbulence. The bait is designed to stand at that one contact point, and it's constantly struggling to attain its equilibrium, right? So the waves are pushing it. It's got a little wibble wobble here. Watch if I just give it a little push here. You see how every bait is moving in the current.
Look at
right?
there. They're coming active. Yeah.
Exactly. We are fishing this. We're from Canada.
Okay.
We're fishing up from Canada, so we want a bait that can be fished not only horizontally, cast it out, crank it in, bottom bounce, but also vertically, because we're frozen for half of the year.
All right, show us how vertically, with that right there. Show what happens when you do it vertically.
I'll give you a little peek here.
Okay, a little demonstration. Okay.
So I can drop this bait down here. It'll always stand.
Okay.
Now I fish it vertically. You see that tight wobble side to side, right?
Yeah.
You can tip the bait, live bait, whatever, grubs, whatever you need to do. Look at that. Now if you cast that bait out and retrieve it, you see that? Now I don't have obviously enough space here to get into a super tight wobble. Glass beads in there to give it a little bit of a bit of a rattle there. Unlike any other bait, cast your bait out there, let it drop to the bottom. You just turn that crankbait into a jig. Now you're bottom bouncing like a jig. Unlike a jig though, wherever it lands, it stands. And it stands on one contact point. I can actually stand each and every one of these single baits on the cutting edge of a fillet knife. Precision engineered to stand there, the cutting edge of a fillet knife. It's one contact point. Kamuki.ca, give it a try.
All right. Outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. That's called a Mookie, and it's really, I got different colors and all. I'm going to try them out, and it's going to be fascinating to give them a try. So anyway, we'll keep you informed on it, but it really, see how it sits up like that? That's an interesting angle. It said it took them 14 years to do that. Okay, let's take a look at our fish and game forecast for today. We're looking at our times. It's brought to us a Baron Barbecue Shrimp Marinade, 10:32 to 12:32, right at lunch, and tonight 10:58 to 12:58. If you remember when I did the tide, or earlier, I remember I said it was going out about 2 hours after that tide changes. I've noticed that tendency is pretty close there. So really, learn from that. So a lot of times you don't necessarily have to go right there break a day. You can go like sometimes when a tide starts moving. A lot of information you learn on Panhandle Outdoors. And let's talk about wade fishing. In fact, I brought a package, and I can't get it all done today. Wade fishing to me is one of the most simple and effective ways. First of all, you're quiet, and second of all, you're getting out there where you know the fish are going to be, and you control where you're going and all. And there's just a lot of neat things about wade fishing. I haven't done a lot lately. I used to do a whole lot of wade fishing in previous years, but hope to get back to it. And some people, I'm going to show you some places to go. Of course, I'm going to show you some equipment also, and a lot of people. I know down in the Big Bend area, they get these guides. They get these big airboats, and they'll take their client across the oyster bars and way back in there, and then stop, and then they'll get out and let them wade in some areas. Two things. You got two kind of bottoms. You got mud bottom and sand bottom. Up in this area in the Panhandle is more of a sandy bottom. Down in the Big Bend area, more of a mud bottom. I definitely recommend it. Know your bottom. Know what's going to be there. Know it's good and sandy, but there are some muddy spots here you want to stay out of. Also, this is right here. In fact, I was going to open it here on the show because this is you can buy. I used to put together stuff like this, and now you can buy the whole kit together. It's put up by Mustad. So I'm going to open it up here, and okay. So you want to make sure you have all the stuff right. So this is a float right here. It's about a 15-foot rope. Okay, that's part of it there. Okay. And you put your fish on it. And this is really good right here now. This is this goes in your belt right here. This holds your rod holder, and they've incorporated some needle pliers, some pliers right here, which is ideal because you remember you don't have anything to set stuff on. So you keep your rod in here, you have your fish, okay, rod's in here, take the fish out, and take the hook out, and everything is right here. And of course, this is the belt that goes around it. So this little simple attraction right here, a stringer for your fish, and let it float back there. Tie that on your belt, and your rod holder. It's as simple as that, and that's it. You're set for wade fishing. Shoes and all. Some people wear waders and different kind of things, and you whatever's comfortable. I just have a collection of old tennis shoes that I personally wear. You definitely want to go barefooted. They make some special shoes for wading too, but the old tennis shoes, don't throw them away. They'll get someone to me all the time. What about all those shoes I have? What's mine? Because when I go fishing or something, it don't hurt to get them wet, and let them dry out and use them again. So the equipment is real simple. Now, places to go. The big thing about places to go, you want easy access. Okay, what kind of rod? You want a medium action rod, a good 6 to 8 foot rod. You want to just cast out. You want braided line. You want fluorocarbon leader. The same setup we all use for just about everything else. But you want sort of lightweight too. So I want to just show you just a couple of basic places to go right here in Panama City. And the biggest thing in Panama City is just being able to park beside the road and go fishing at lunchtime. Cargray Park. I'm going to start at Cargray Park. The old timers, I love the stories the old timers tell us. And of course, there's construction over there now, but waiting right out here. You got a boat ramp. You see the boat ramp right there on the far left. You know where the picnic tables are? Right out here, some grass flats, folks. That's ideal. I used to be full of scallops and all, but around the FSU campus, back through here, excellent places to wade fish. Especially got some moving tide. Okay. That's spot number one. I'm not going to do them in priority, but just some really good places. All right, next spot, and this is what I call it the Beach Drive area, okay? Beach Drive, everybody knows where Beach Drive is, right in this area here. There's several, you can park all along here on Beach Drive. Good grass flats. You can get out there along Beach Drive and wade out there. You can, from anywhere from the downtown area all the way to the St. Andrew area. That's just, I love fishing there because I just get caught up sometimes thinking about those historical things that happen, you know, where Francis Ware Lambert came into this area right here and settled right there in that point. And St. Andrew was a separate town from Panama City, and it's just fascinating. So that's great places to fish. Now let's go up here to the state park. Now look how close these three places are. Now, every community has places like this. At the state park, you know, I'm always talking about surf fishing or fishing off the point right here, but right inside that little cove area right there, you see guides fishing. You got the camp. We got a boat ramp right here on the left. See the boat ramp right there, and then to the right of the boat ramp, wade fishing from there all the way to that point is really good fishing. That's one of the best places you can catch redfish by just wading out. You can park your car. Okay, you can park your car right here in the center of the screen. That's the boat ramp parking lot. Park there, walk straight out there, and then just start wading or walking along there, wading and fishing. Fish all on the shoreline here, and come all the way here and fish to the point. Now, on the weekend, the boat's going to be coming back and forth at that point, but that opening right there is going to be a really good place. Okay, now now back up here in Grand Lagoon. The further you go over there, the less. But I do want to show you a good place up on this bridge, and I haven't been there in years. But if you get up on this bridge here and fish that channel, I think you can still walk up under that bridge. Good flounder fishing too, right up under that bridge. Okay, that's a channel in and out of there. Of course, now let's go over to Crooked Island Sound. Crooked Island Sound, and you can come in. You can drive in from Tyndall. You got to get your Tyndall Pass now. You can drive in. There's several places, ingress and egress, but Goose Bayou in this area right in here, all kind of wade fishing all along in here, okay? On the bayside, good wade fishing. And also you can park, a lot of folks will park down here, okay, right here. I'm keeping everything sort of in the center of the screen. You can park right in that area there, and a lot of people walk all the way down in here. And after surf fishing, or a lot of people now, like I say, they'll take their boat, put the boat in there, and actually come in here and do some wade fishing there. I'm about to run out of time. I got some more places. I'll show you tomorrow some other places over around Choctawhatchee Bay and Apalachicola Bay around St. George Island where we can wade fish. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. You have a great day today. Enjoy the great outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.